Good morning, world. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Up You with Ezine. This is our space for real conversations, uplifting stories, and practical tools to help you live an empowered life. Yeah. My name is Ezine Kufrekanem, and I'm your host. And today we are kicking off with New Year Clear Goals. The start of a new year is a perfect opportunity to take a step back, reflect, and set intentional goals, that align with your purpose. You recall that last week we talked about new heights, new habits. Yes. So I hope that we are all, reevaluating our habits and then opting out. It's been 1 week, trying out new habits. So today we're going to focus on clear goals. So each week on this episode, we will dive into topics to help you set goals, build life-changing habits, and overcome barriers holding you back. So come on in, everyone. Let's do this, beautiful people, as we journey together, finding self and finding purpose. Remember, as always, my name is Ezine Kufre Ekane. Okay, clarity. What is clarity? Or what is not clarity, as the case may be. So, clarity isn't just about having a clear destination, it's also about clearing the path of distractions and aligning your actions with your vision. When you know exactly what you want, you become unstoppable. If you know that what you want is to go from point A to B, it makes it easier for you to begin to look for pathways and systems that can get you from point A to point B. But before we dive in, please take a moment to like and share the live stream link. Let's spread the word. Aha. Good morning, Joy, all the way from the UK. Thank you. It's good to see you. So let's dive in, spread the word, and bring more people into this meaningful conversation. We are live both on YouTube and Instagram, so follow us at Up You with Ezine across all platforms and catch up on past episodes via our YouTube and podcast channels. A quick task for you. This year, I'm all about tasking everyone. I will always give you a task. Yeah. So grab a pen and paper, write down your top 3 goals for 2025. Don't overthink it. Just jot them down, and you will need this as we go along today. Your 3 goals, your 3 top goals for 2025. Don't make it grandiose. The simpler, the better. Your goals should be simple and easy for you to understand. Yes? So while I wait for you to write your 3 goals, I'm going to bring up our guest. All right? So please write down your 3 goals, share the stream, get people in. I can assure you what Brenda is going to say today, you will get a word for yourself. You will get a nugget for yourself. You get a push to begin to run, because we carefully curate the women that we bring on the show. Women who are, in our Nigerian parlance, do and talk. We don't bring people that will give you theory. We give people that living the life that they say they're living. And yes, that's what you're going to get. I believe that Brenda is almost ready to come on, and I'm going to put her up now. Yes, about now. So, our guest today is someone who truly embodies the essence of clarity. Her name is Brenda Unawoho. I must have murdered that. But let us just know that her name is Brenda Uno. I've known Brenda forever, and I didn't think that her surname was longer than you and you. You see what happens when you dig a bit deeper. All right. So Brenda is a visionary architect and builder, passionate about creating spaces and nurturing people. With over 20 years of experience as a certified architect, Brenda designs physical environments that inspire and uplift. She leads Sterling Realities Development Company, the brains behind a luxurious 50-hectare beachside development in Lekki, Lagos. Beyond construction, Brenda is dedicated to building lives. Through her Women's Growth Academy, she empowers women to deepen their faith in God, live purposefully, and achieve extraordinary goals. Her transformative framework clarify, create, brand, publish helps professional women uncover their core message and turn it into impactful books. Brenda is married to her best friend and is raising four creative world changers. She's a true testament to how clarity and purpose can transform not just your life, but the lives of others. Dear everyone, world over, please join me in welcoming the amazing Brenda to the show. Good morning, Brenda. I like the way you're clapping for yourself.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning. I'm super excited to be here. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Oh,
awesome.
well, I'm talking for myself because I can hear you. Um, yes, Joy, long time, but then I get to see you all the time on Facebook, so I know you're good. But I'm going to connect after this. Can you hear us? Please let us know if you can hear us in the comment section, everyone. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I can hear you clearly. Brenda, you look
Okay,
amazing.
thank you. Thank you so much. And so do you, ma'am. I was going to tell
Thank
you that
you.
you need to bottle whatever you're using because, I mean, I'm going to buy
Uh,
it.
okay. If I tell you that it's nothing other than happy go lucky, you won't believe it. I don't do
I
creams.
love
I
it.
don't do soaps. I bath with Lux soap.
Wow.
I put Vaseline on my knuckles. And
Wow.
that's me. I'm gone. I'm the cheapest wife to maintain.
I love it. I love
Ah.
it.
Okay, so maybe I'm going to bottle it and sell it. Don't worry.
Abby, we'll buy
All
it.
right. So it's a new year, Brenda.
Mhm.
It's a new year. Oh, thank you. Someone, Chidima Chukwu, is good to have you on the show. Thank you for all the flowers. Thank you so much. Brenda and I receive it with gratitude this morning. So, Brenda, is a new year and everybody's setting goals, yeah? And then you find that when we get to the end of the year, some of us may not have achieved our goals. And in talking to my women offline, and we discovered that sometimes it's because the goals we've set are too big and we're not even clear about them. So
Mm,
that little experiment that we did in the group led us to say, okay, we should have a conversation on clear goals, setting clear goals. We started the year with
yeah,
new heights, new habits. We agree we have to form new habits to go to where we want to go to. But more importantly, for the habits to even work, our goals need to be clear.
absolutely.
So please, could you tell me what does it mean to gain clarity in life and why is it essential in setting and achieving goals?
Okay, thank you so much for having me here today. And thank you to everyone. We're seeing the flowers. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get right into it. I know I've been teaching goal setting since I'd say 2019. And this is because I
Mm.
actually attended the goal setting class in 2018. I think maybe beginning of 2019 or 2018. I can't remember very clearly, but yeah, 2018. And it changed my life. Like it literally changed my life. I understood what was the missing link, and it just changed the trajectory of my life. And I felt, you know what, I can't keep this to myself. Everybody has to hear it. So I was teaching it free, teaching it at every chance I got to say, guys, I have seen something that changed my life. So yes, clarity is everything in goal setting because most of the time when I ask people, and I teach this class and I ask people, why have you not, achieved the goals you set last year? We get things like I didn't have money, I didn't have time, the goals were too big, this but the bottom line, the underlying reason was always clarity. They were not clear in what they needed to do. They didn't set the goals properly, and they were not, there was no big motivation. So once you have a clear motivation, and this is why I teach it in this way these days, we start with vision. You must have a vision for your life, and you must cascade this vision down to all the years until you get to the present year and know exactly what you need to do in this year that will tie to that vision. That is the only way that your goals can be met. Because
Network has thrown Brenda out, but we will wait for her. She was making very vital points over there. She talked about how she attended a conference and on clarity, and that literally changed and transformed her life. Having been so stunned with what she learned, she decided she was going to teach it to everyone and anyone. I know that feeling, because when you find that missing link that you're looking for, that helps you to clarify some things and help you see, because when you see, literally see, you just take off your running. And
I'm not sure if I'm the one that's frozen or if it's Ezinne that is frozen. Anybody can see me? Let me know in the comments if I'm the one who is out or if she's the one who is out so that we can continue. I know that our network is networking, but we have a lot to share today and we are not going to stop. So if you can see me or hear me in the chat, please let me know so that I can continue. Yes, you can still see and hear her. Can you hear me as well? Can you hear Brenda? Let me know if it is me who's off or if it's her who's off. Because right now I think, okay, isn't it frozen and you can see Brenda? Okay, excellent. So I'll just keep going until she comes back. We trust our Nigeria network, it will resolve itself eventually. So what I was saying before it seemed I was thrown off was that when I found clarity, when I found the reason why I needed to do what I was doing, my life was able to work. I was able to set goals and actually achieve them because the number one reason why your goals are not being met is that you don't have enough motivation. And what brings motivation? Motivation is comes when there's something bigger that you're tying your goals to. Your goals are not just okay. I want to lose weight because everybody's losing.
welcome
Okay,
back,
now I
Brenda.
see.
Welcome back.
Okay,
And it
thank
is it
you.
is 5G. Oh. It is 5G and it's freezing all of us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amena Ismail. Thank you, Chidinma Chukwu. Thank you, Taiwa Kinwade. Thank you, everyone. We're back on. So, like I was trying to encapsulate what Brenda said before the break, she was telling us how she attended a conference and what she learned so galvanized her that she started teaching it to everybody for free. Clarity. Brenda, continue, please.
Okay. So what I was saying was that, in being this person, right, in finding out who I was and finding exactly what I needed to do, I was able to set goals and meet them. Because the number one reason why people don't meet their goals is a lack of motivation. And what brings motivation is clarity. If you know exactly what you want to do and what this goal is tying to in the future for you, then you are sure to be motivated. I'll give you a simple story. Like there was a time, right? My husband was turning 50. I had missed my 40th birthday because it was in smack in the middle of COVID. It was July 2020 and the world was just reopening. Of course, nobody was even doing parties. So I was sad. As a party girl, I wanted to have a party, but I couldn't have one. So he was turning 50, and this was about maybe 3 years after that. And I was like, come on now, let's go. It's our party. So I told myself, I was planning everything. I had my dresses, I had everything. And then I said I wanted to lose weight so I would look hot for that party. I mean, it was very flimsy reason, right? Very vague to say the least. But it was a real reason. And I kid you not, I lost all the weight that I planned to lose because I had a clear motivation of what I wanted to do it for. But if you get at the beginning of this year and say, oh, you want to lose weight because everybody's losing weight, right? You set a goal that you want to lose 10 kg, and there's nothing personal tying you to losing that goal. By the time you get to July or even May, you're like, I think something will kill a man. Now, fat, I don't keep person. You start to eat again, and then you forget about it. But motivation, motivation is the key, literally, to hitting your goals. And that only comes from clarity.
Thank you very much. I don't know. I don't know. I think you just attacked me right there because that's exactly what I say. I'll start the year and say, I'll start the year and say, I'm going to drop this weight for real this time around. And then by the time I get to March, April, I say to myself, I beg, I beg, I beg.
Um,
After all, I'm smashing all my other goals. I'm allowed to fail in one thing. Now, fat, I beg. So that's why I
I
was
don't
cracking up. Yes. And I love what you said. Clarity is actually the energizer. Because once it becomes clear why you have to do what you have to do, then you will get it done.
Absolutely.
Let's not make this about me. I can tell you what I wanted to say offline. Let's just continue this show. Okay. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that little story. I'm happy that a lot of people on YouTube are getting us clearly, So thank God for that. Okay. But you see, that thing you said is also what the cocoa is. A lot of us struggle with clarity, a lot of us. You will think that it should be clear. Okay, come, listen. I have been wanting to lose weight. I have done yo-yo with it. I've lost weight, I've gained it back, I've lost weight, I've gained it back. And I finally just told myself, look, Ezinne, listen, you're just not fat, you don't kill anybody. Eh? You're still smashing your other goals. Okay. And you still even
Mm,
look good when you dress up, man. So come on.
mm,
But the fact is, I'm struggling because I do not have clarity why I have to lose the weight. Sometimes I want to
mm,
lose the weight because, well, the world says you shouldn't be fat. Sometimes I want to lose the weight, well, because my knees hurt. Sometimes I'm not really fat. Or maybe because my doctor says, you need to lose weight. I have not really found that motivation for myself
mm.
to do it, the clarity. So I am your main customer today. Oh. Every other person better key in. This one is for me. So tell us, yeah, why do people struggle with clarity? Why do you think I'm
Well,
struggling with clarity?
I would say that again, they have not tied this thing to a vision, right? They've not tied this goal to a vision. If you set goals on their own, it's like planting stuff that don't have deep roots. But if you had a vision, like for example, whenever I start to teach about goals, if I start with visioning, I tell you to imagine your 70-year-old self. Where would you be? And when you're imagining that self, you're imagining yourself in terms of your health, in terms of your family, in terms of your finances, in terms of your social, spiritual life, in terms of your health, physical well-being, and all of those things, and in terms of your contribution to life, your impact. Now, when you consider all of those things and you have it vividly in your head, it's the picture of my 70 year old self is very present before me. I walk back many years. I'll turn 45 this year, and I tell myself that okay, so I have like what 25 years to do this. So I have these batches of five. The last one I had was from 2020 to now, and so this year is a good time to do another 5 years projection. Now, all of these are tying to that 70-year-old self, which I see very clearly, right? And so in this 5-year vision I'm going to draw for myself, drawing down from that one, I can set the goals that I want to set. Do you see? I can review where I came from the last 5 years. I can look forward to the next 5 years, and all of them pointing to my goal. See, let me even share it so that it will become real. My 70-year-old vision is so funny. I see myself lying on the beach in Miami. I kid you not. Like I'm lying on the beach in Miami. My husband is playing golf next door and calling to me to come and play. I'm on the phone with my kids. It's a video call, a WhatsApp group call, and they're saying, "Oh, mommy, you're going to spend Christmas with me." The other one saying, "No, I asked it." The other one saying, "No, I asked it." And I said, "Okay, guess what, guys? We'll all meet together at my house, right? We'll all bring your children. We'll do it together here." Then I'm receiving fan mail on my iPad from people who say to me that, "Oh, Brenda, books you wrote have impacted my life. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for this. Thank you." And I'm reading fan mail and I'm smiling, right? So, what does this vision tell you? It tells you number one that I have enough money to go on a vacation to Miami when I'm 70. Do you see? My finances are on point. It tells you too that relationships are important to me, that my husband and I are still parties. He wants to play golf, but he wants me close by. See, it tells you that my children still want to be in my life, even though they have a family of their own, and I want us with them. It tells you, number four, that, the books I've written have impacted so many people that they're writing to me, and I'm reading the family and I'm smiling and I'm saying, yes, thank you, Jesus. I've done what you did. I've done what I should do with the gifts that you give to me. It also tells you that I'm fit because I'm able to move and walk around, and still chill and be happy on the beaches of Miami, right? And all of this just from that picture that I have in my head. So everything I do works towards building that relationship with my husband. Everything I do works towards building a solid relationship with my children to want so them to be want to be in my life. Everything I do points towards earning enough money, save enough money, invest enough money so that I can pay my bills when I stop working. Everything I do goes towards writing impactful books, sharing of myself and giving of myself so that people will be able to write back to me when I'm 70 and I'm not able to do all of those things again. Everything I do points towards each of these things. Do you see? And this is how I build my goals. So in building my goals for the last 5 years, I had put up a few things, right, that could be tangible. I'd said number one, I wanted to design a multi-story building as an architect because, of course, I want to be impactful not only in my books, of course, in my major career, which is architecture. I wanted to build multi-story buildings. What is impact? More like, being able to point to your buildings and show your children that I designed that, right? So I wrote that down. I also wanted to buy land of my own. I don't know why I wrote that down, but it was all in a bid to want to make money, right? So I wrote that down. I also wrote that I wanted, to be closer to my husband. I wanted my kids to be on honors roll, all of those funny, funny things. They were all there. I put myself in a newspaper, right? I wanted to be in a newspaper. I wanted to be known. I put myself on a TEDx stage. Of all the goals that I set in that 5 year period, I think the only one that hasn't come is TEDx. I think that's the only one that hasn't come. And I only realized this when I was looking through it yesterday. I didn't even realize it. It was a vision board that I had and had kept since 2020. And every year I work on a new one, a new goal inside that vision board. And somehow I have hit the 5 years I set for it. And the only one that hasn't come through is TEDx. And I think I know why. I didn't really pursue it. Do you see? So this is what visioning does. This is how it makes everything clear. This is how when somebody brings something my way, I can say, no, this is not in my plan. I don't want to do this. I don't have to do this. This is where clarity comes from. When you have a vision and it's clear. I mean, a friend of mine, when she shares her vision, I'm like, come on now. I'm almost wanting to steal her vision, but you know what? It has to be personal to you. So you have to start with it. How do you see yourself at 70? Who do you want to be remembered for? What do you want to surround your life at that time? Check all the boxes, and then you can walk back to your goals.
I'm smiling. While you were talking, sometimes I zoned out your voice just to look at your face. Your face is so vibrant and is actually also communicating what your voice is saying. And one thing I just got from this portion of your speech is you've got to love yourself. You've got to love yourself enough to even create a vision for yourself. You've got to love yourself enough that the 70-year-old vision or version of yourself that you're working towards is something that excites you to even do the work to go towards there. I recall having
Absolutely.
this conversation this same time last year with Ifeyinwa Okafor, when we're talking about the Elevate Growth Planner. And she made me think about my 70-year-old self. And so I perfectly understand. So what you're saying to us today is that in setting our goals, we need to be clear about what we want. And this clarity comes from having a vision. Is that
Absolutely.
is exactly what you're saying. So when you have a vision, then you walk backwards towards setting the tiny goals that will enable you see this vision. For instance, I
Absolutely.
have a vision that by the time I'm 70, I would have been a matriarch of a very formidable family. You can see I'm beginning to look the part, yeah?
Yes, now, come on now. I love
Oh
it.
my goodness. Okay, don't worry about that TEDx. It's coming along this year. I can tell you for free because you're raking in the hours already. And when we do these things, we think people don't see, they see, they know, and then you get an invitation this year. You don't need to lobby for it.
Amen.
I can tell you for free.
Amen.
So everyone, Steph Red, it's good to have you on the stream. Thank you, everyone. Stephanie was on this show last year, and she was absolutely the bomb. I tell you, my faculty is always top-notch women doing stuff, moving things forward, and that's the way it should be for every single woman in life. We must have to put in the work to get to where we're going to. So really, for you to have clarity, for you to even begin to have a vision and everything, you must be able to identify what is important to you. When you
Absolutely.
were talking, you talked about your relationship with your husband. I can imagine that is important to you. You talked about your children being on the honors list. I can imagine that, it's important to you. And because these things are important to you, you're able to fashion out a vision. So if you're on the stream today and it's difficult to find a goal or create goals for yourself, if you're still going with I am going to be successful with no clarity, with no clear actionable points,
Will it work?
then it means that you haven't identified the things that are core and the things that are important to you. So, my question to you now, Brenda, is how can you help us? Are there pointers you can give to help us to begin to truly identify what matters in
Yes.
general terms, so that when we drill down, we can personally find it for ourselves?
Yeah, absolutely. I have what I call the wheel of life. I mean, if most of you
Wheel
are
of life.
the wheel of
Somebody please
life,
put that in the stream. She has something called the wheel of life. Tell us.
it's a tool that I mean is used by most coaches. I didn't invent it, okay? So I just use it. It's the wheel of life. In this wheel of life, it shows you your life in different arenas, or the different buckets, like I like to call them. So you'd
Mm-hmm,
have the spiritual bucket, you'd have your physical, and in
mm-hmm,
physical you have health and fitness, you'd have your
mm-hmm,
finances, you'd have your career and business, you would have social connections, you could have
mm-hmm,
family, you could have
mm-hmm,
impact. Yes, seven of them. And now, in this, my version of the wheel of life, I have these seven things. And what I would say you should do is to sit down, first of all, and analyze where you are, right? In these seven areas of your life. Analyze
mm-hmm,
yourself, give yourself a score between 1 and 10. And say, if you're not doing very well, you give yourself a 1. If you are flying high, give yourself a 10. So where 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest. Score
mm-hmm,
yourself. Most of us in Nigeria are Jim spiritually, so we should be able to get like 6, 7 there at the very least. At least we love God and God loves us. Yeah. So just grade yourself in all of them, and when you do that, it shows you clearly where you are in life. Because at the end of the day, the part of your life you are not developing will draw down the parts that you are. So it's important that you're developing across all the areas. And that's why we're starting this exercise with the wheel of life. So once you score yourself on these seven areas, I need you to now, next thing you do is to say, okay, why am I scoring low here? And why am I scoring high there? When you look at
mm-hmm.
it, you can tell yourself the truth. You don't have to write the answers to us. Write it in your journal, right? I don't want to see it. But just tell yourself the truth. If you lie to everybody else, don't lie to yourself. Why am I scoring low here? Why am I scoring high there? If you're scoring low in family, for example, and you're scoring high in career, you can say to yourself, oh, I'm scoring high in career, I'm doing well, I'm in C-suite position, I'm earning well, everybody respects me at work, right? I'm a thought leader on LinkedIn. I mean, everybody knows me, I'm right up there. When your family you're scoring to, they usually don't want to see you. But when you get home, they're like, good morning, mom. Good afternoon, mommy. Like with their nose. You know how children, they don't get off their devices. They just greet you with their nose and keep going. Or you and your husband are constantly fighting. There's never anything to talk about except when it's time for fees, or you want to put money together for a project, or it's time for vacation. That's only when you guys talk. You don't really talk about anything else. You don't want to be in each other's company. Each of you go on your own. So you know in your heart you are two, for example, family, and you are maybe at a 9 or 8 in career. Ask yourself the reason. Why am I flying high in career? Right? And look at the habits that you're giving to that career that is making you fly high. So, for example, you could say, oh, I show up at work every day early, right? I do what I have to do. I go above board. I do, more than what is required of me at work. I'm the first person to show up. I'm the one with the ideas. And you just tell yourself why you're flying high. You can tell easily, right? And now look at them in the family. Do you do above board for your family? Are you intentionally creating bonding time with your husband and with your children? Are you considering, do you actually immerse yourself in their lives? Or are they just one of those people that, oh, people are giving birth, so I give birth, please, nobody should kill me. I beg, I didn't kill my mother, let me just move on. I have dreams and I have goals. Do you see? So when you find out what you're not doing right, you can take the habits in the high flying column and use it in the low flying one to boost yourself up. It's better if you were 6 across all of them than to be 10 in some and 1 in the other. It's not okay. Because that part you're not developing will draw down the part you're developing. Because the day the family crashes, the day they call you, God forbid, that a child is in drugs, or a child got pregnant, or something happened to somebody, a part you did not develop, you will leave that job. Oh. You see, you will leave it. and you will come and sit down with that child, and everything will crash. So that's why we must develop each one at the same time and draw all of them together. So that's where to start. Start by analyzing your wheel of life so that you can even see clearly what's important to you. And the ones you thought were not so important or you did not know that you were not giving time to, you can see from this scoring. And you can immediately start to say, oh, this is where I need work. So in those areas where you have smaller numbers, those are the goals you're going to set first this year because you have to bring them up to the minimum of 6. Do you see? So that's where you can start. I hope that helped.
A lot. Thank you very much, Brenda. You have actually just said something that is very key, very crucial, very core. I'm using all these very strong notes to draw emphasis to it so that everybody will just probably rewind sometime and look at this. What Brenda has talked about is gaining balance in life. So you have all these wheels. She's mentioned seven. I personally work with five, but she's mentioned seven. So I'm going to ask her to type all seven out for us, and then we can look at it. I work presently with five in my life, and I tell myself, isn't it, you have to be 5 feet. You have to be fit in 5 ways for you to have balance in your life. That you are excelling in one, it means that you're not balanced. That one is, more than the other parts. And what Brenda has told us now is that we can actually cross apply. So let's say I'm scoring 10 or 6, or no, 10 or 8 in family, and I'm scoring 4 in finances. I can cross apply whatever it is I'm doing to be scoring 10 in my family wheel. I can cross apply it and then bring it over to what? Over to, let's say, finances. It is best to be balanced all across the wheels than to be a super champion. What I do, because I'm basically an interior designer, what I do is I imagine a five-legged stool. And so I say to myself, this stool must have to sit at the core of my stool. I mean, I have 4 legs, and then at the core, the fifth one is spiritual. And so I say to myself, this stool must always balance for me to sit on. So when career gets longer, you see that my chair is no longer
It's
stable.
wobbly.
And that's the same thing. So we must at every point in time ensure that instead of us to be super champions in one wheel or one leg of the chair, we should just be the same thing across board, because then we are more stable. And like she said, if they take away that one we're 10 in, we'll still be okay if we're stable across all board. Because we all know people who lose their jobs and never get up again. That's because they were super champions at career, but they failed at every other thing. Thank you, Brenda. This is the clarity we're talking about. So when you do what Brenda is talking about, it becomes clear to you where you should set goals at.
Mm,
Don't
absolutely.
just because your pastor announced on the 30, on the maybe 25th of December or 26th, when you're coming to church for crossover, please bring your goals. Don't set goals based on that. That's emotional. You have to set the goals based on what the deficiencies in your life are, and what the needs in your life are, and where you want to see yourself in the year under review. Okay?
Absolutely.
Interesting stuff. I can tell you that I'm getting clarity myself. So these areas, Brenda says, are spiritual, physical, family, career, business, social, finance, impact, and legacy. Very, very key areas. I won't tell you the two that I was missing out. But I'm going to fix that one so that I become a perfect seven wheeler. Seven is actually the number for perfection. So we should work
Absolutely.
for seven. Yeah. So this will also help us, like we saw, like the question I asked, identify what is important and where we should focus our energy. Remember, where you focus your energy on is where you take your activity to. So you
Goals.
have to pinpoint the right thing so that you don't focus your energy on socializing when you should actually focus your energy on creating impact. All right? Okay. So now tell us, all of us, because I can tell you that this is
We're all in
cooking.
this together.
This is popping. The stream is popping. People are really commenting. That means that they're getting it. Okay. So, what are the key differences between setting achievable goals and setting vague resolutions?
Hmm, 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 hmm. I like this one. So, I always say to people that if you say, I want to lose weight, that's a wish.
Brenda, why
But
now?
if you
Why?
say,
Why?
oh, I'm
I
sorry,
see.
let,
I
let, me, let
invited
me
you
get
here.
another one. Let me get another example.
I invited you
Because
here. Don't do this to me. Go ahead. Come on. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's the fastest one that I know that women can relate
Yeah. Go
to.
ahead.
Because
I need it.
I'm looking for how to lose weight. All of us, whether even the woman that looks skinny, we can all relate to this weight loss thing. That's why it's the first one that comes to my head.
Go ahead. Yes. Go ahead, please.
So if you just said I want to lose weight, right? That's a vague goal. It's a wish. But if you said I want to lose 10 kg by July 2025, now that is a goal. Because immediately you can tell yourself that, okay, I have 7 months between now, or 6 months, because we're already half of 6 months between now and July, and I want to lose 10 kg. So if I divide it by six, that's not a very good division. But let's go back to 12. People should not stress my head for maths today. So let's say it's 12 kg, and I have 6 months. So I know that I have to lose 2 kg every month, right? So if at the end of the first month I have not lost 2 kg, I know that my goal is at risk, and I have to
Mhm,
double up. So whatever it was I was doing that is not working, I have to increase it. Either by this
mhm.
time I'll go and look for coach, or I'm going to look for a partner to join me in jogging every day. Whatever I need to do, I'll do it. So that by the next month, end of the next month, I've seen that I'm not yet at 4 kg. I say, while I do, you need to double up. But it is trackable, because all goals that are achievable have to first of all be smart. If it's smart, it means it's specific. I want to lose 10 kg. I know exactly what I want to do. It's measurable. Means that I can measure each month, I can check what I have done and check where I'm at. Because what you don't measure, you cannot improve. It is achievable, meaning that, okay, I'm not 20 kg and I'm trying to lose 10 kg. That will not make sense. Do you see? That's not a, I don't want to lose half of my body weight. I want to lose 10 kg, which is okay, because maybe I'm right now at 85 and I can lose 10 conveniently and still be 75, right? So that is achievable. It's realistic in terms of, I've not said I want to lose it in 1 month. There's no coach that will help you lose 10 kg in 1 month. I've given myself 6 months because that's a realistic timeline. And number five, it's time bound because I'm putting dates so that if I get there and I have not hit it, I will know. But if I just said I want to lose weight, I will be here same time next year and I will not have moved the needle, because every morning I wake up and say, I'll start tomorrow, Jerry. I'll start next tomorrow, Jerry. There will be nothing pushing me. There will be nothing moving me. There will be nothing that makes me feel as if, one more time has come, right? That is why those are the type of goals that can be achieved. Once it is smart, it is clear, you can see it, you can now begin to break it down and make it in a way that you can achieve it. But it has to start by being smart. SMART.
Brilliant stuff. Very brilliant. By the way, hello, JK. It's good to see you on the stream. Happy New Year. Very brilliant stuff. The difference between setting achievable goals and setting vague resolutions. Resolutions is like she said, I want to lose weight. Everybody wants to lose weight. But
We
how
all
many
do.
of us are actually doing what they need to do to lose weight? So setting um, an achievable, clear goal will be, like she said, putting it to timing, putting it to interrogation, putting it to action, putting it to evaluation when the time you set has come, and revising it, and ensuring that you actually do achieve that goal. This is not about being emotional and cutting yourself excuses. We all are full of excuses. I mean, come on, it's the
Absolutely.
easiest thing to make. Well, you make an excuse. I woke up this morning, my right hand is paining me, so I'm not even going to lift it. And you won't realize that you're making an excuse, because sometimes the excuses we make at failing at life, it's
They
it
make
sounds
sense.
legit. It sounds legit
Yes.
to us, but life is life. Life would throw up a challenge every morning, per second, per second. The people
Mm,
that you see getting on with life, you think they don't have challenges? They do. But you know what? They have learned the act of winging it and not making excuses for themselves, for the goals they've set. And I suspect it's because they have clarity. They understand why they're pursuing those goals. So whatever they find on the road, they jump the hurdle or put it aside. Do you know, Brenda, it's completely possible to carry a distraction, call, lock and sail, and put it on the side and focus on
mm,
what you need to do. When you're done achieving your goal, you come back and say, hey, hello, distraction. What was it you were trying to do? We need to evolve to that point where we
mm.
stay true to ourselves because economy will economy. Oh. Nigeria will Niger. Oh. Everything,
I'm telling
T-Pain
you.
will pay. Oh. Everything will happen, but we have to stay to ourselves. We are more than all of this. We will stick to our goals. And that's only if we have clarity and if we have set smart goals, like Brenda said. Taiwo says, Taiwo is really on fire. She says, smart. It has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be achievable, it has to be realistic, and it has to be time bound. So when you say, I want to lose weight, I want to lose 60 kg in 1 month, you've already failed. It is not
It's not
realistic.
going to happen. It will happen.
Except if you're going to do the surgeries.
Bypass.
Even at that,
Eh, eh.
yeah, even at that, you won't get
That
60 kg in one. So you see, so you it has to be realistic. It has to be achievable. So whatever goal you're setting this year, ask yourself, within the time frame I've said I want to achieve this, can I? Will it be possible? Do I have the resources, human and otherwise, to be able to achieve this? See, all of us, for instance, I set a goal for myself this year. Let's break it down with myself. I said I'm going to have more presence on the internet. Yeah, I'm going to turn out more things on the internet because my people tell me, my team tell me, you don't do enough videos. We need you to do videos. I said, look, I'm not a Gen Z. What am I videoing? My own is to come and teach. They said, no, well, you need videos. So somehow this year I promised them I'm going to do videos. Okay, so they set up everything. I do video. I said, do video on what? Do video on what? Guys, look, this is not my thing. I beg. Video what? So, but you see, already part of our goal to be more visible is shaking because me here, I'm not prepared to come on the internet and be dancing or any such thing. So you have to make sure that the goal is realistic, that is achievable, and it can be done. I'm still working on it. That's still working on me. In case you guys see a video of me dancing, it's okay. Just know the people doing it. Somebody says, this is already a video, Ma. You're doing well. Okay, great. Thank you so
absolutely,
much.
absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
Okay, so let's get back on track. How does sometimes when we get it in the beginning of the year, in the first quarter, we are pumping, we're revving, and then life begins to happen to us and things come up and stuff. Sometimes it could be changes in policies and things that will affect us and everything. How do we maintain focus? How do we, how does clarity help us maintain focus day in, day out, month in, month out, whatever comes? Tell us.
Thank you. So this question, I told you I've been working on myself for some time now, right? So
Mhm,
last year, part of what God highlighted to me to work on was consistency, right?
mhm.
So I'm brilliant, even if I do say so myself, right? Everything I do well. But the
Up
problem I
you.
have,
That is the kind of up you woman we need around us. Yeah, you own
I am
your
brilliant.
life.
Absolutely. But the problem I have found is that I start and I stop. I start and I stop. I start and I stop. I used to tell myself that, oh, because I'm sanguine, that's how we were made. You see, we
Mhm.
are we have a lot of energy, but it quickly fizzles out and we quickly get bored. And then I read that Tim LaHaye's book. Most of us always just read it to know that, oh, I'm sanguine, oh, I'm choleric, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. We never read it to the end. In reading to the end, there's a delightful chapter there called the Spirit Controlled Temperament. That when the Spirit of God came upon Peter, the same Peter that used to say, never, God forbid, you cannot wash my leg, or I will cut that guy's ear, is the same Peter that was doing amazing things. and standing before the Sanhedrin and doing stuff. So once the spirit is involved in this temperament, when we are a changed person, you cannot afford to sit down in that excuse again and say, it's because that's how I'm made. Who made you like that? I don't understand. So what I had to attack was consistency. That's why I set a goal to say to myself, to attack this thing. I have a coach that says that how you do one thing is how you do others. So I said, I'll set a goal of consistency in one area. And if I can hit it, I can deal with the consistency in other areas. So I did something that was public, something that I could so that I could be held accountable. So I went and I said, I want to do weekly lives on Instagram. Ma, I'm sanguine, like I said. I have energy for days, right? So I was happy. I rushed and I posted it. I did not have list of topics or list of speakers or anything. I was going to wing it. Now, as with everything that you wing, there would always be challenges. There would always be days where you just get up and you cannot deal with it. But I told myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to break this thing. And once I break, this thing cannot be stopping my life. I am called to more. And this thing was stopping me. So I had to face it headlong. Now, because I have a goal, because I had a clear vision where I was going, because I had a clear focus and a heavy motivation, I made my weekly lives every week for the whole of the year 2024. The 1 week I missed, I went online to explain why. And even when I traveled for 4 weeks in vacation, there was a week I was in a cruise. So we were on an island, there was no internet. I went into the town and I got a shop where I paid for Wi Fi and I went on live. I was 7 hours behind Nigerian time and I went on live because I said I would. Now, well, one day I was supposed to, about to go live, and my daughter called me that she was sick. This was 6 p.m. My lives at 7 o'clock. I said, Mommy, my stomach is paining me. And I looked at her. I said, okay, you'll be fine. Here's some medicine. Take it. She now says, I want to go to the hospital. Now, children don't like to go to the hospital because the child says, I want to go to the hospital. She's in real pain. And I look at her and I say, can this wait 2 hours? So I'll take it to the hospital at 8 o'clock. She says, no, I want to go now. I look at my life and I just posted will come live at 7. I look at my child and I say, Dear Lord, let's go. So I put her in the car. I take my phone, my earpiece, my everything, and I say, let's go. I call the driver. I said, take me to. I thought about the two hospitals near me. I said, which one would attend to me faster? So I said, okay, take me to Evercare. I drive up to emergency room. As we get there, they take the child from me and they say, what's going on? I tell them they have a history and they start to deal with it. As they're dealing with it, she's looking at me, Mommy, I'm in pain. I said, you've got this, you've got this. The person that was supposed to be my speaker was calling me, how do I join? I'm replying her. I haven't told her yet that we're not going to go live. I said, we're doing this because devil, you are too small to stop me. So I sit with my child and the doctor starts to take care of her. And the next thing, I know the drill. This has happened to her one too many times, so I know exactly what's going to happen. So they put her on, give her some meds and IV, and she starts to sleep off. I look at her. It is 10 minutes to 7. And I say, thank you, Jesus. I run to my car. I put red lipstick on because you can't go wrong with red lipstick. Once it's red lipstick, you're back. I put red lipstick on. I take my AirPods. I run to a quiet part of the hospital. I sit down and I come on live and I take the show. As we were done, a lady sitting next to me says, how are you so comfortable taking a live session in a hospital? She said, first of all, what are you even doing here? I said, oh, my child is in ER. She says, who are you? She immediately said to me, who are you? I said, oh, the child is fine, don't worry. And I immediately ran back to the child. Of course, she was still sleeping. And I sat by her side. I waited for her to wake up. And she never knew that I was gone. What did I achieve? I didn't allow, distractions. A child is a heavy thing, or a child is not a distraction, but that sickness was a distraction from hell. That I wanted me not to hit this my target. And I refused, and I refused to give into it. And as soon as I moved, you know how it goes now. Once you move, the universe moves with you. As I said to God that I was doing this, He started to send all the angels on guard. And so the doctors were online, everybody was online, and the child too slept at the right time because God saw that I was moving. And so you cannot sit down and tell yourself excuses. Excuses are excuses because guess what? When something is important to you, you will do it. When something is important to you, you will do it. You will find a way. But if it's not important to you, you will find an excuse. So today, look at yourself. Anything you feel the need to give an excuse, ask yourself, is this an excuse or is it real? I mean, do I really want to do this? Because if you want to do it, you will find a way. And once you move, the universe moves with you. I hope that helped.
Thank you very much for letting them know some of the things we go through to make sure that we show up every day. Consistency. But you're such an amazing aware person, Brenda. Because it takes you searching yourself to be able to find the gap in consistency. Most of us do not even realize it. We start through now we were saying we want to do live show. Mm? Mhm. So we did not show up. So I don't even what is it? I'm the one that said I will be impacting them. So I didn't show up. So what? But you see, once you make a promise to yourself and fail yourself, it becomes
Mm,
easy for you to fail every other person. If you
absolutely.
cannot keep a promise to your own self, then it becomes easy for you to fail every other person and you wouldn't care about it. And that's how you now go from consistency to lackadaisical to nonchalance to non-appearance and all of
And
that.
then it just goes downhill.
Exactly. We must recognize these things for what they are, excuses, and then try not to, give in to them. I like what you said because it's a fact. The moment you recognize that this is a distraction or this is an excuse, and you say, no, I'm going to try. Once you take that first position in your heart to do something about it, the universe begins to move for you. You start finding help where you didn't even think it will come from. And those things that were distracting you will just disappear, and you see yourself coasting. And everybody will say, oh, Brenda. You now go from Brenda to the Brenda. You know that Brenda? Oh, she is absolutely amazing. Thank you for this. So for us to keep our focus, we need to know when distractions are knocking to knock us off, and we need to know when we're making excuses, and then try not to succumb to it. And it is important that we keep our vision board before us. Please
Mm,
make it your screen saver on your phone, the things that are
absolutely.
important to you, so that when you wake up every morning, that's what you see. At least that's what is on my phone. So when I look at it, I say, you know what? You can't afford to lie down here one more minute. A, B, C, D is waiting. And the fact is, there's eternity to rest. So what are you resting now for? Go get something done so that you're not just the statistics that came and did absolutely nothing. I'm loving
Mm.
this a lot, and it's looking like I'm going to invite you to come again next week. Don't even say no because we have plenty to talk about. So now, could you please share with us, some practical exercises or tools that can help someone gain clarity in their personal or professional life? You see all this one we're talking. Everyone on the stream, please start writing your questions. Some people are listening to us and they're saying, we're full of excuses, don't give excuses. But those same persons who are listening to us are going to make an excuse right after this show why they cannot do something. Can you please just, tell us practical tools? Because it's natural to come. Excuses are natural, they will come. I think our minds are wired that way. They don't want stress. Our mind doesn't want stress. It just wants to be doing
No,
baby girl soft life.
please allow me
So
to
when
coast.
yeah, so when it comes, how can we any tools, any exercises that can help us build resilience? Because with consistency, you have to have resilience. It takes resilience for you to
Mm.
be consistent. So tell us, please. My ears are open.
Okay, Ma, thank you so much for that question. I always would say that, the first thing is self awareness. You mentioned that, I'm extremely self aware, and it's because I've put in the work, I do this all the time. So I'm such a person that, when I first got married, my husband would not even compliment me. Like, I would do hair, he will not notice. That's a man thing, I think. My own husband had this in excess. And me, I'm a word of affirmation person. So I needed to hear the words. So I would sulk and sulk and sulk, and the man would be blissfully unaware that he wasn't doing anything. Do you understand? He's like, we're good now, right? Babe, we're good. And I'm like, no, we're not good. But he would never know. So what I had to do was, and I realized that, listen, nobody has the power to take my joy. right? Nobody. I have to be the one in charge of how I feel, in charge of my joy, my feelings, and everything. And so I wake up in the morning and look at myself in the mirror and say, it's fine, Sha. What is it? God creates. Sometimes he'll be lying on the bed. I'm like, what's wrong with this one? I'm like, no, but see now. He now say, who is lying to you? I say, it's my eye paining me. I can see now. He will now laugh and say, it's true, Sha, you are fine. Do you see? So I started to tell myself what I wanted to hear because my brain needed it. I was wired that way. I needed to hear the compliments. But you know what? I took the power away from any human being and myself the power. I spoke to myself. So the first tool you would need for this whole business is self-awareness. And in self-awareness, I'll teach you two very simple tools today. So I'm reading from my book, right? So I read this book, just started, and I'll tell you about it
What's the
later
topic
when we
of the
finish
book? Please
our
write it and tell us where we can get it as well.
It's called Just Start It. Just Start It.
Just
Right?
start. Okay?
It's written by me. That's my name, Brenda.
Sure.
so I just the first tool in self awareness is the Johari window. Let me type it in the chat so that you guys can go and read about it again. It's
Mm-hmm.
called the Johari window. Now, this Johari window it consists of four quadrants, right? That you have to know things that are the open area is the area that is things that are known to you and known to others. So, for example, if I wanted to ask everybody about me, okay, what do you know about Brenda? They could say, oh, Brenda is very lively, very energetic, she's very friendly. Those are things that are known to everybody, right? And I can tell you that for free. I know that. So that's the open area. Now, there's the next one is the hidden area, the things that are known to you but not known to others.
Anybody?
So,
Yeah.
like me now, I struggled with consistency. People may not have noticed that. They may have just seen that Brenda is one fabulous person. There's always, but they don't notice that I'm struggling with that weakness. But it's known to me, right? So it's a hidden area, and I need to write it down. Then there's the unknown area, the one that people do not know. Yes. Okay, it's not known to others, and it's also not known to you.
Don't,
Do
yeah,
you
your
see?
blind spot.
Now that's the blind spot. It's not known to others and it's not known to you. And no, sorry, is hidden. The other one is the unknown area that is not known to others and not known to you. You don't know it. Nobody knows it. It's only Holy Spirit that can reveal it to you. Like no, if you ask 15 people, they can never tell you that that's wrong with you. And if you don't search deep within yourself, you may not know. Or unless you have, do this reflective exercises, of course, walk with the Holy Spirit and He reveals them. So that's the unknown. And the last one is the blind spot, where other people know, but you are not aware. Like everybody can tell you for free that this is what is good with you or bad with you, but you have no idea because you see yourself as something else. And when you write out all of these four areas, you can now sit down and now tell yourself that, okay, how can I work? How can I get better? And how do you know things are known to others? You have to ask. You have to ask good people, people that you know have you at heart, not just people that are being mean or people that want to draw you down because they're jealous of you. You have to ask people that you know are
Don't
loving
ask
and
Facebook people.
go ask people that don't really know you like that, like that. Ask your family, right? Ask your good friends. Ask people that you know have your good at heart. Ask your colleagues at work so that you can tell areas you need to work on. Now, the second tool is almost as it's almost the same thing as that one. It's called the SWOT analysis. Most of us are familiar with the SWOT analysis. This is one that is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So you first of all list your strengths. What are my strengths? My strengths are that I can do something at the drop of a hat. Like if you just call me now, I'm a spontaneous person, right? I don't need long weeks of planning to get anything done. If I want to get something done today, I will just stand up and just be going. It's a huge strength, right? So I realize this. Energy is one of my strengths as well. I can go on and on and on and survive on very little sleep. I think I'm still young, so let me milk it. The next one is weaknesses. What are your weaknesses? And I mean, I told you my first weakness that I've been dealing with, which is my consistency, which God, Holy Spirit is helping me conquer. Now, what other weaknesses could you have? Write them down. Maybe you like food too much, or you're not able to, deal with, small, small things like you're not able to see things to the end because you get easily bored. So write it down. And so, what are your opportunities? So, because I have such amazing strengths, of energy, and spontaneity, I can do well as an MC or event host, right? I can do well as a talk show host and all of those kind of things. I can do well as you know, so or I can do well on somebody's planning team when they have a last minute thing to do. I can do well on those kind of things. These are my opportunities. What are my threats? Because I don't know how to finish something. I cannot be left alone as the one that has to see to the end of that thing. Ah, oh no, it will spoil. Please, I mean, have to gather team to make sure that it will work. Do you see? I have to understand that about myself, understand my threats, so that I will not be able to go and set myself up for where I will fail. And that's what this thing does. So once you understand your personality, personality is the third one. Personality tests. You can use a different personality tests like disc tests and all of those, you know, many tests you can find online. There are many free tests online that you can find. But all of this will let you know who you are. And that can help you to develop yourself in where you want to go. So once you know this kind of thing, maybe people will say to make it when you want impact, right? You want to be more visible online. And people say how to be visible is by videos. Like this Nate told us now. Excuse me, that's not me. I like to write and teach and do other things. Please don't keep me out of videos. That's self-awareness, right? So if you say, and please, I don't have energy, you like come and be doing makeup and be wearing different clothes, I beg, I don't want to do. So maybe, but you want to be visible. So what can you do? You can either do an audio kind of thing. So do podcasts, right? Because you still want your voice to be heard. You still want to teach people. You still want to impact people. So do podcast, do write-ups, write a book, write a blog. Share your knowledge. You cannot let I don't like to do videos stop you from going to where you want to go. Do you see? So this is how it works. And that's what I wanted to share. I hope I answered that question.
Thank you very much, Brenda. Thank you, because you're drilling down so much. And I'm sure that everybody on this stream is getting something. I like the Johari window a lot. I like the Johari window a lot. I like the fact that you need to drill. See, because there is no empowerment that is external, it always is internal. You have to do the internal work. See, when you do the internal work of getting to know yourself, you see that thing they say, man, know thyself. Hmm?
Mm,
Of
mm,
getting to know yourself. When you know yourself completely, very well, when you are self aware, the rest becomes easy because one, you know exactly what you want, you know where you want to go to. You may not really know the exact drivers that will get you there, but you have an idea of the kind of vehicles you shouldn't enter because of where you are going to. And when you start doing those eliminations, you now get the right one to take you to where you're going to. You know,
absolutely.
I the important thing here, if you're going to do that test for yourself, is to ensure that the people that you're going to, recruit to help you answer some of those questions are people who are sincere and committed to your growth and your success, so they can give
Sure.
you honest answers. Most people just tend to say, I think we're in that era where we all hear what our itching ears want to hear. Most people just want to tell us what we want to hear because of a psychophancy and all of that. Yeah. So, but go for those who will tell you the truth. You're not doing right, or this is missing and that is missing, so that you can actually package yourself and become a total woman and begin to smash your goals. Trust me, if you know yourself, you will smash your goals. You will smash your goals. And then let me at this point add that as you're doing all of this, you should also build yourself a wall of accolades so that the ones you've done, you just put it there. That's what up is all about. You celebrate
Mm,
yourself, you reward yourself. It gives you the impetus to keep going.
to
I
do
mean, if
more.
I if I if I lose 2 kg this month, and I really celebrate myself, not by doing wrong things, but maybe I could just take myself to an art museum or to a paint and sip or something. I'll
Mm,
remember it next time when I want to do something wrong. Isn't it? You not get that reward, though. You better keep going. You find what motivates you and just keep doing it and keep going. Interesting stuff. Our time is far gone. So I'm going to look to be wrapping this up. But Brenda, you're here next week, please. Say yes, thank you.
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Um, Brenda, can you share a personal story or give us an example or how clarity transformed your life or the life of a client?
Okay, so I've given plenty personal stories about myself already today. So let me give a personal story of a
Mhm.
client. I do hold these clarity sessions and it's because I always teach people about how we are all so vastly resourced and we don't even know. Do you see? So these my clarity sessions are geared towards finding how resourced you are and immediately monetizing your resources, your resourcefulness. So I had this lady come to me. I'd given a free talk somewhere and I just, advertised the session. So say, if you want to do a one-on-one, come to me, click this link, and she did. And the first thing we do on that in that session is to give you a Google form. I ask a number of questions. When you answer the questions, I, look at your questions and then I come into a session with you. Before I come into any session with anybody, I pray. Like I pray with you even after I prayed before coming. And I say the Holy Spirit should just take control. And every single time we're able to find, so this particular customer of mine or client, I'm saying, she came to me and she's in the UK, she lives in the UK, she did not know what she was just feeling like she needed extra money and extra. She wanted to was almost going to turn into 40 and she wanted to start living a life of impact. She wanted to do more. So she was working somewhere with the government, she had a family and all of that, and she wanted to just do more. So by the time I went through her answers to my questions, I saw immediately where she was resourced. I saw immediately where her passions lay. I saw immediately where her experiences lay. And then I was able to tell her that, you know what, you can start doing something on parenting. And she thought, okay, how do I do? How do I start? I said, you can start with the simplest, which is just writing an ebook, right? A simple ebook and sharing with people. Your future customers would see it and know that okay, you are the person for them because of what you have written, the sense you've made. Once they connect what you've written, they will reach out to you and have further sessions with you. And we wrote the next day started. We wrote the ebook. So she wrote the ebook, like sending it, sharing with me, we're correcting and all of that. And then by the time it was done, she was so excited. She put it on seller. People were like, "Oh, this is so good." She came back and said, "Can we print it?" I said, "Why not?" So we edited the book, put a better cover. We printed the book, and I sent it to her in the UK. And she called me almost with tears in her eyes to say, thank you. I can't believe it that I'm an author. I can't believe it that I'm here now. And then people are reading the books and they're coming to her. And she knows exactly what she needs to do. So anytime opens a conversation with somebody, she knows exactly how to go because she knows where she's going. She immediately knew what she wanted to do from our session and she was immediately able to have that conversation every time she met somebody. And so it opened her to new customers, new clients. Because normally, sometimes when people, some people you meet them and say, "What do you do?" They don't know. They cannot articulate what they do. Me, I do plenty things. Yet, if you ask me, I can articulate all of them and show you in a way that ties together. I mean, you read the bio and you saw how I tied everything together, even though it's a lot of things, right? It's because I am clear on what I'm doing, on what I'm offering. So that is what I offer to the clients to help you to drill down until you're very clear on what it is that you offer the world. What is your core message? So that every time you open your mouth to speak, be it that they call you to speak in a session, be it that they call you to teach somebody, be it that they call you to have a conversation with a big person that can change your life, you know exactly what to say because your core message has been drilled down to almost perfection. That is what we do. And that is how, from that core message that is clarified, you can now start to build several goals. You can now say, okay, now she has written a book. The next one, she can set up a coaching session. She can set up, group coaching, multiple classes, physical classes, whatever it is to teach the people in the message that she wants to share. Do you see? That is what clarity does.
Fantastic stuff, very fantastic. I love this. Sometimes when we're doing all those, I'm going back a bit, when we're doing all those SWOT analysis and everything, we forget that our strengths can be, most times we tend to look over our strengths. We're looking for strengths that sound,
Big, big
I can
ginger.
develop atomic bomb strength. I mean, your strength could be, I smile.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There are lots of people who want to be able to smile at people. They see people they like, they can't smile. Your strength could be that you actually have icebreakers. You meet a stranger and you easily become acquainted. I mean, Don't look for strengths that sound academic. Don't look for strengths that sound like what the society wants to go and put in time. I always tell people, what did Mother Teresa do?
Mm.
The very famous Mother Teresa, what was her strength?
Just helping the
Kindness,
poor.
empathy, love. These things don't sound like Elon Musk, if you know what I mean. So don't wait to say, oh, even me that I'm talking to you here, what is my strength? One of
Mm.
them will be that come rain, come sun, come shine, isn't it will show up if she says she will show up.
Mm.
That's a strength. And then there's so many people. And then you see, there's one thing I've learned in this journey, in the last 3 years of doing Up You with Ezine, is that there's so many things that we assume people know that they do not know.
Mm.
And meanwhile, you know it. I mean,
Because
you
you know
know how
it.
to fry akara and you look down on it.
Mm.
Meanwhile, there are millions of people who want to learn about frying akara, you know.
True.
So I like that you encouraged that woman, that you showed her herself, you put a mirror before her and she was able to see herself, because that's what it is. She was able to see herself, and then look at her now, she's a published author. And
Exactly.
the lives and times we live in, in those days, you publish book care. Who, how? So now we're doing all these things, and it's so amazing. So thank you so much for that. I'm not going to let you go without telling you two more questions, and then we can close this session and then get on with next week's or something. Okay. What advice are you going to um what advice are you going to be? I'm getting distracted. Someone is saying hello. So, hello, Chinyere, how are you? You're just joining us. Well done, well done, welcome. So, what advice are you going to give to someone who feels stuck and unsure where to start from? Some of us have been badgered by life. Some of us have stormed with storm that we have become the storm ourselves. Some of us are having PSTD. Some of us are having um, imposter syndrome. All kinds of things are sailing several of us. And then we feel stuck. I always tell people that getting a neutral pair of eyes and mind to look into your affair will always show you a window that you didn't see. So, yes, thank you, Onome. That example is very powerful. And I'm hoping that you're going to be the next person to write us about a powerful thing that has happened to you as well. So, Brenda, please, could you give an advice to someone right now? That person might even be someone on the stream, someone who feels stuck and unsure where to begin. I actually like the title of your book. Can you raise it? Just start it. Okay, I won't say anything. Please give this person's advice.
So I'd say that if you are stuck, the first thing you should do is to get a coach. And I know that you may say, "Oh, all this coach thing is just a fad. Everybody just seems to think that it's fun. It's a passing fad. It's trending." So no, but every woman needs a coach. Every person needs a coach. I have a coach, even though I'm a coach to others, right? Because everybody needs somebody they have to be accountable to. And I'll tell you for free that even if you cannot afford to pay a coach, you can get a coach by following somebody. Identify who you want to be like, who has the results that you're looking for, and go and start following them. All your coaches have free resources. Go and binge on them. Okay? Start by binging on all their free resources. Start by following these coaches that you want to be like and following them and just all their weekly lives or whatever it is that they do, all the free ebooks or whatever else they've put out for free. Go and binge on all of them. And to first of all start by recalibrating your mindset because that's where the work starts from. Once you've recalibrated yourself, you'll find that you start to learn things. And this is my personal story. When I was stuck in 2018, I had just had my baby, my fourth baby, which I wasn't planning for, by the way. So it was quite a shock. It threw me off balance, and I started to have, some mild depression. Then I lost my job. Well, I couldn't go back to work. Not that I lost my job. I couldn't go back to work, and just a lot of things were going on with me. It was the first time I was ever broke since I graduated from school. So it was not a fun feeling, right? And I was really stuck. And in all of that, I went to God. I went to God in prayer. I'm Catholic, so I'll sit in the Blessed Sacrament and I'll say, I'm not leaving here until you hear me and you help me. And I got a word for myself, and the word was, what is in your hand? And at that time, I was like, I didn't understand what it meant, right? I was like, what is in my hand? God, I'm an architect. That's all I know how to do. You need to help me get a job. That's how I can get up from here. You see, I was asking God for help, and I was the one prescribing the help that I wanted. Do you see how foolish we can be sometimes? But God, in His infinite wisdom, knew that the help I needed was not to get a job, it was to find me. And so he pointed me back to what was in my hand. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you that I was writing since I was a kid, but I'd stopped. I'd stopped my secondary school when school became tougher and I had more academic goals and I'd forgotten that I could even write. But here I was in a position where I was doing nothing. I was broke and jobless, literally. So I had all the time in the world. Why was I not doing the one thing that I could do that I stopped because of no time? I didn't remember until the Holy Spirit dragged me back there. So I started to write. In fact, I didn't even realize that that's what he was talking about, to be honest, until I started to, just find the coaches that I could. I did this thing that I'm telling you to do. I found the coaches that had the results I wanted. I followed them and I binged on every single one of their resources. I stopped watching TV. I don't watch much TV, but I had a TV program that I was addicted to. I must watch it every day, 8 to 9 p.m. Like I would finish all my children's homework and send them to bed so that I would be free for that program. That's how much I was addicted to it. I cut that TV program out of my life. I first of all said I was going to watch the replays on Sunday, but later I even didn't bother anymore. But that's what I first did. I took that 8 to 9 period and I used it to binge on the resources I found that were going to change my life. Slowly by slowly, my brain started to recalibrate. Slowly by slowly, I started to find myself. Slowly by slowly, I found myself in a group where I learned how to perfect my writing and I produced my first ever book. And slowly by slowly, I found what was in my hand, the power of writing by which I teach and heal and bless the world. That was what God was pointing me to. But if I had not carried my head into those coaches that I couldn't afford at the time, I would never have found what I needed. So don't sit down and tell yourself, I have no money, I have no time, I have no this, I have to find the time. Like I said, if you cannot not have money and not have time at the same time, you must have one. Do you see? So if you have money, you can pay for coach. If you don't have money, you must have the time to go and find the coaches and do the work, right? Binge on their resources, but you must have one. So when I started to reduce time that I had, I started to have money, paying coaches and able to build myself. But I started from no money, but with time. So find the one that you have and do with it. But find yourself a coach and submit yourself to the Holy Spirit. Because at the end of the day, this thing you're going through is a sign that there is more to your life. It's a calling for more. That you feel stuck, that you feel unsettled, that you are not feeling complete, you feel like there's something wrong. It's a sign that there is more. It's a sign that there is more. So don't ignore that feeling. Instead, press in. If you forget everything else I said today, don't forget this one. The fact that you're feeling stuck and feeling unsure and feeling unsettled is a sign that there is more. So press in, sit with the Holy Spirit and ask Him, what would you have me do? And find your word and run with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Because the truth is, the human being likes being in the comfort zone. You know the way they say we came tabula rasa? I think we came tabula rasa in a comfort zone. And so if you are not feeling together, it's a sign that you're not yet in a comfort zone. It's a sign, like she said, that there's still something you can squeeze out of yourself. There's still something you can squeeze out of yourself. And there is this popular saying, sometimes where you're used to is not where you're supposed to be. You need to move. You need to move. I hope that Brenda has inspired you today to move. One thing I'm going to add is it's not every coach that is your coach. You need to be sure in what area you require a coach for and then go there and get it. I always say to people, me, I cannot follow somebody who is not showing workings. And so I will not advise you to follow somebody who is not showing any workings. And I always say to people on this show, for instance, is lived experiences. There's nobody we brought on the show who was saying, according to Einstein or according to Albert. No, it is my life. It is, this is what has happened to me, and this is how I came through. Because human beings, we like copy and paste. We just want to say, okay, what did you do? Okay, let's copy it and also do what? Paste it. So to become unstuck, you can even start following Up You with Ezine, for instance, and then go through our old videos. The topics are all written there clearly, and then you can get something from there. And then you can actually ask the speaker, the guest, what do you, I saw this. And so that's your opening line. Okay, let's say it's Brenda now. You say, oh, Brenda, I watched your show. You were talking about clarity. Oh, I need you to please answer this for me. And then from there, you have started the relationship. Before you get to the paid portion, I do know that coaches talk to people, a few, before they get to, oh, are you going to pay or not? When you get to paying, it's when you really want to drill down. When you have said to yourself, I want to do the work, then you now pay, because what you don't pay for, you will not value. That's the truth. So you need to pay for the knowledge that we are giving you. You need to pay for the time and the resources. But first and foremost is, if you're feeling unstuck, know there is more. One, and two, decide to go for the more. I always tell people, especially my daughter, that if something is sitting in your heart, trust me, you have the ability to do it. You just haven't figured it out, but you have the ability to do it. So if today I wake up and it's sitting on my heart that, isn't it, you can fly an aeroplane, trust me, I'm going to look for someone who's going to teach me, because
Mm.
God isn't going to put it in your heart if He hasn't resourced you to do it. And I always tell people that we all came factory fitted for what we are doing. I mean, look at our guest today. She's an architect, and she has decided, I'm not only going to build spaces, I'm also going to build lives. Because you know what? If I build spaces and lives are not built to live in my spaces, it doesn't make sense. Because
Mm-hmm.
one, the kind of spaces she designs, she is a certain kind of life that can live in it. And so she infills
Mm-hmm.
you so that your eyes can open and your mind can expand, like, and you can desire the spaces that she does. You see the connection. So because when you know better, you're expected to do better. So it's important that you find clarity. It's important that you help unstuck yourself. It's a very challenging terrain, I tell you for free, because no, some things that you might unearth may not be pleasant to you. But please dislike the things you unearth, but love yourself. One of the best advices I've gotten in my life is, when going through the storm, be whoever you can be. Be whoever you
Mm.
can be. When you're out
Mm.
of the storm, then go back and apologize to who you need to apologize to, make amends where you need to make amends. But in that
Mm.
storm, be whoever you can be within legit parameters.
Mm.
So, woman, unstuck yourself today. There is more to you. You are enough. And at this point, before Brenda removes her headpiece, Brenda, please tell us about your upcoming event, because that is
My
another place where I think that I will come to and become unstuck.
please, Ma, you're very welcome. I'm sending you a personal invite. So I'm
If I like, I just got one. Ask and you shall be given.
absolutely. So, my friends and I are coming together to have this amazing conference. It's happening on Saturday, the 1st of February,
Mhm,
2025, and we target Woman Thrive. So, I found that I get a lot of questions. I host a community, the Women's Growth Academy, where we teach women how to find themselves, how to, grow in the love of God and love of themselves, and then make
mhm,
growth decisions to actually become who God has created them to be. That's who Women's Good Academy is about. So in the past, we've been having virtual summits, virtual conferences, and this year we want to take it physical because we're like, let's go, take the message out to the world. So we're going to be having this physical conference on Saturday, 1st of February. It's happening in Lekki. You can find the link in my bio, or you can just go to womensgrowthacademy.com. That's the link to register. Women Growth Academy, no S, womengrowthacademy.com. That's the link to register. And what will we be giving you? I'm giving you a team of seasoned women who have walked the journey. So this may not be big names in quotes. You may not be able to recognize names, but these are hand-picked women that have walked the journeys that I want you to walk on yourself. We're going to be talking to you about how to overcome challenges in life from someone that has seasoned, has walked through as in the biggest challenges and is now even hosting a whole community of women to live again. I'm going to bring to you a panel of women who are going to talk to you about redefining success in life and in career with God at the center. I'm going to bring you a speaker that's going to teach you about finances because I know how can we make these big goals without money? We need money to change the world. So we're going to learn how to make money. We're going to learn how to save money, how to multiply our money, and all the things that we need to do. Then I'm going to bring you a speaker on leadership. Because leadership is first personal mastery. It's not just looking for fancy titles and the empty of here. The same, have you mastered yourself? Be able to self-lead before you can lead others. That's what we're going to be talking about. Then we're also going to be talking about, last year our topic was blooming. How to move blooming to thriving. How to analyze your life and know what you need to do. It's going to be an amazing packed event from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And like kill it off with the final speech by me, myself, and I. We are going to talk to you about changing your life for the better. So basically, our hashtag is let's restart. We're going to restart our lives. We're going to look into what we have presently. And with all the information we have received in the conference, we'll restart together a newer and powerful 2025. It's going to be an amazing conference. I'm super excited about it. And I invite everybody. Everybody, you are all invited. Go to the link, the womengrowthacademy.com, and grab your tickets. The first 100 tickets are free, and after that, it's a paid event. So if you want to if you have money, don't go and do free. Leave the free for the young people. Those young girls, those students, those young professionals, leave it for them. If you truly can afford to pay, please pay for the ticketed spots so that we can have enough money to cater for more free people. Because this really is not about what we need from it, it's just to pay some of the bills and get more people impacted. So yes, that is it. And if you pay for the VIP, you get a free copy of this one book. It's going to be in your Woody pack if you pay for VIP. So one more reason to pay for VIP and call your friends. Yes, yes, yes. That's what's going down.
You see, you give somebody 1 inch, she takes a mile. She has sold the whole conference. I love this girl absolutely. The truth is, it's a very good thing you're doing. I love the fact that you're giving 100 free tickets. I pray that the women who really need these 100 free tickets can come and take
Yes.
advantage of it. We need to pull each and every one of us on. The truth is, the sky is big enough for everyone to be successful.
Yeah.
Nobody's shine gets dull just because another person comes up shining. And it's important this year that you invest in yourself. Dear woman listening to me from wherever you are, if there is if you don't have it on your goal for 2025, invest in myself, pour back into myself. Please consider putting it on your goals because you can't pour from an empty place. We do
Yeah.
so much as women, we give so much every day that we don't even, because it's second nature to us, we don't realize that we are actually removing a whole lot from us that we need infilling as well. And this
Mm.
infilling can be found in the kind of spaces that Brenda has just, defined. So come out on the 1st of February. At least you've done January, you survived January. Reward yourself by coming 1st of February and doing what? And sitting down with your sisters and listening to people pour back into you so that you can soak up and enrich yourself and be able to power on with the rest of your year. Yeah. So Brenda, please put in the comments where we need to go to get registered and all of that. I'm also using this opportunity to invite all of us again to another conference that is happening on the 25th of January 2025. It's called the Thinkation 2025, and it's all about the real deal. It's happening in Obasanjo's library in Abeokuta. Please make sure that you, as many as can, please go register for Tincation and also be present. It is another conference that will jumpstart your year for you. You will begin to ask yourself those questions. It will help you. These two conferences that I'm talking to you about will help you do what? Be able to clarify and set clear goals that you can run with for the year 2025. You see, I just gave two sisters my platform and it's
Thank
not
you.
dimming my light at all. It is not making me, I think I'm even shining brighter because
Yes.
when you share, when you extend your hand of fellowship, it extends you. There is a currency that is really, really even more valuable than the naira, the kobo, the yen, the euro. That currency is called what? Friendship. It's called
Hmm.
networks, and that's how it's built. So please share, talk about it. Even if you're not going to be there, please make a post, talk about this conference coming up on the 1st of February, and talk about Thinkation as well. So,
Thank
on this note, we're going to be saying thank you, Brenda, for your wisdom. You're a wise woman.
you.
You're busy telling yourself that you're beautiful, but you are wise. So, you're a
I
beautiful,
can be
wise.
both, right? I can be
Yes,
both.
you're a beautiful, wise woman. Thank you for your wisdom and thank you for the practical insights today. I can tell you for free that I'm walking away with a lot and I'm going to break it down. And you will see what I got from this conversation from the synopsis I will do, the post up I'll do after this event so that you'll know that you really did feed me a lot. Okay. To everyone listening, clarity is non negotiable when it comes to goal setting. Mm-mm. If it's not
Hmm.
clear, you haven't set any goal. So clarity is non-negotiable. If you want to smash your goals this year, take time to ensure that they are absolutely clear to you and to everyone who is going to help you drive the vision. That's why the Bible says, write it down, make it clear, so that even if you're not there, they will see it and they will run with it. Okay. Um, I tell you for free, I couldn't do the first show of the year on WFM. And all I did was to say, could somebody stand in for me? And then somebody did, and it was a beautiful show. The person was only able to stand in for me because the person knows the vision. The person has followed the brand for 3 years and the person knows what it's about. Just what if it wasn't clear? We would have started the year without a happy new year on the first Saturday of the month of the year, and that's not good. So you need to make sure that you set clear goals, and after you make it clear to yourself, please make it clear to every other person who is going to help you drive the what? The vision. Okay. On our goal getter stories this week, we are celebrating Stephanie. Stephanie shared how she overcame procrastination and set clear financial goals for her business. She said, breaking my big goals into smaller, actionable steps gave me clarity and momentum. Up you, Stephanie. We are rooting for you and we're going to be following you all through this year to ensure that you stay on course. All right. Keep following the program as well. If you have a story to share, please send it to us on social media with the hashtag UpYouWithEzinne. You could be the one we are featuring next week. Okay. For our call to action this week, I am challenging you to revisit your goals. Ask yourself, are these goals clear? Do they align with my vision and values? If your answer is no, please take time to refine them. Now, Brenda has given you the tools to help you refine them and make them clear. So please, those three goals you wrote at the beginning of the show, look at them again. Are they clear? Can you run with them? Even if they wake you up in the middle of the night, can you run with them? If everything you know about them, let's say your office get burnt or you lose your article,
Your
your
journal.
worksheets or data or anything, can you still run and recreate with them? So that's the question. And that's the challenge I'm leaving you with this week. Okay? Disrupt yourself before you need to be disrupted and make sure that it's all clear to you and that you can keep running. Remember, clarity is the foundation of success. Write down your goals. Make them specific and take that first step today, right now. Right now. Yes, now. Now. Don't wait for the show to be over. Yes, now. Yes. Yes. And don't forget to tune in next week as we dive into setting smart goals for 2025. All through the show, you all heard Brenda. She kept saying smart, smart, smart. So I've decided that she's going to reel us some more, tell us some more about setting goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. You know, women, I got you. And we have to be successful together. Okay? So until then, keep blooming, keep thriving, and keep what? Can I hear somebody in the stream? Keep what? Hmm? Hmm?
Well,
Nobody? Keep
we keep
what? What do
shining.
you want to keep doing?
I keep shining. I
Keep
keep shining.
shining. Yes, keep shining. Keep shining. Okay. So till I come your way next week, this is Ezine Kufrekanem. I'm Brenda Uno over here saying to you, up you, and God bless you. Okay, we finally got a word. Keep moving. Thank you, Onome. Yes, we keep moving. We don't stay stagnant. That's what we are. Up you women. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Brenda, can I see your thumbs up? Up you.
Up you, up
Good.
you.
Thank you, Brenda. God bless you. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.